We're a little under 2 hours before the start of the game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. And I'll tell you what, behind us we've got the Atlanta Falcon offensive lineman working out, stretching out. On the other end of the field is the Viking, really offensive and defensive lineman, and the special teams getting ready for this game. In about probably another 45 minutes, the entire teams will be out here getting stretched out, getting ready for this all-important game. When we talked in our first report, we talked about how similar these two teams were. And one of the areas that we look at is the run game. In the run game, the Falcons have Devontae Freeman coming back. Their number one back. He's off the injured list. He fully participated in practice. We expect him to play today. He has 515 yards to lead this Falcon team. On the other side, you've got a little bit of a running back by committee on the running game for the Vikings, even though Latavius Murray has started to take over that number one feature back role. When you look at Latavius Murray, he's ranked 24th in the league in yards, so nothing that's too impressive when you look at it on the stat sheet. But when you put Murray and McKinnon together, and you add their rushing yards together, they would rank number 2 in the league at 880 yards, just 10 yards behind Pittsburgh's Le'Veon Bell as the leading rusher for the NFL. So again, this Viking running game has been strong, and I think I would look for these offensive linemen to control this line of scrimmage, get more play-action passing, and more time for Case Keenum to throw. When you also look at the receivers, that's where we saw similarities. You've got Adam Thielen, the number 3 receiver in the NFC, and he's got over 1,000 yards. But on the other side, you've got Julio Jones. He's got over 1,000 yards himself, and he's paced just in front of Adam in the standings. He's the second leading receiver. For the Viking defense, we expect Julio Jones to be taken by Xavier Rhodes today most of the time. Xavier's got quite a challenge because not only does he have to cover him, he's got to be careful of drawing the pass interference call because Julio Jones is an expert at getting that call. On the defensive side of the ball for the Falcons, you have to watch for their main pass rusher. That's Adrian Claiborne. He's got 8 sacks, but I don't think the Vikings have to worry too badly about this pass rush because 6 of those sacks came against the Dallas Cowboys when their starting left tackle was out. Again, I think the biggest difference between these two teams is going to be the turnovers today. I think that's the only thing that separates them on paper. The Vikings are a +4 on the turnover ratio, and the Falcons are a -3. So look for the Vikings to look to rip that ball out from the running back and look to make plays and runs of that ball, maybe taking some chances to get an interception or two against the wily Matty Ice, Matty Ryan. Again, a little under 2 hours before game time, I'm Tom Moore from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We'll be back with you after the game to bring you locker room interviews.